In PowerSchool, I'm on the Painting 1 page, the Cut and Paste project page. You'll see some student examples on the right side, which we'll get back to later. You'll see here where you can click to open your own copy of the worksheet. And on the lower left here, the basic instructions and just a viewable copy of that same worksheet. We'll start there. If you read the directions, it says you'll choose 4 or more images from the textbooks to start this project. So you'll start by looking through the textbooks in the classroom, the painting and the drawing textbooks, and finding images that you want to include in your own painting. You'll have to create your own composition from starting with those 4 images. And a composition is just the arrangement of your painting. So you'll get these different sources and put them together into a new original composition. There's some more instructions here about ideas about how to arrange it. With that in mind, let's look at the examples here, starting with the top one. So this student created this composition from scratch using several sources. One was the guitar, was from a book in the classroom. The island hill thing in the background was from another book. The headdress with the feathers is from another book. And I think the mask as well, the mask idea. So this student found a source that had something to do with all 4 of those pieces of the subject matter, and she changed some things about each of them to make them original. For example, the headdress came from an idea in the book that had a mask, not like this mask, but just a mask, like a theater mask, and it had a few feathers, and she just added a lot more and changed the style of the mask. She also found a picture in the book that was a black and white picture of an entire guitar. In this case, she chose just to use a small portion of it, make it a lot bigger, add color. And in the background, she has an island, which was in the textbook, the main subject in that image. She chose to put it in the background of her image. The bird, the sky, the rest of the background was just, she added that on her own. So you see how she added her own original ideas to the things that she took from the books, and thus was not plagiarizing or copying them as is, just using them as a starting point. The second example did this in a similar way. The background sky was taken from one picture, but she did some things different with the colors and the streakiness of the colors. The mountains were from one picture, but she changed how those were arranged. The deer was from another picture that was a pretty simple looking sketch of a deer from one of the textbooks, and she added color and her own original ideas to that. I also believe that the face of this person came from something in the books, and then she added the rest of the body and the clothing just on her own. So that's the basic idea behind this assignment. You'll start with the books, you'll find some sources, and put them together into a brand new original composition. One thing that you'll want to do while you're finding sources is type in the citing information. If you click on the project worksheet here, open up your own copy. I'll show you where you can do that. You'll use eventually some sources that are not from the textbooks. You need to start with 4 textbook sources to begin with, and after that you can add your own sources from any other source. The only sources I need you to cite are the ones from the textbooks, and you'll cite those sources here in the written critique part of your worksheet. I would recommend doing this right away, not after you finish the project, but as you are finding your sources. And it says here which information I need you to list. The rest of this worksheet you should fill out upon completion of the project, so leave that part for later. One more thing you should do right away is put an answer for these 2 definitions. For depth, you can put this in your own words, but I described depth as making some things look closer and some things farther away. And for composition, simply the arrangement of your artwork. So you can add those right away. That is going to be part of your project score for the critique. This is the part that you'll get 10 points for this based on completion of this critique, including those definitions from here. So again, to open your own copy, you'll click on this blue link here, click one more time on it, the one that will have your name on it here, and that's how you'd get started with this assignment.